I'm Howard Phillips Lovecraft, and today's question comes to us from Rose, who wants to know what I find to be the most important of all the Greek myths. Now, normally I don't care for anything that comes from that fetid mud puddle known as the Mediterranean, but I make an exception when it comes to the cultures of classical antiquity, especially their myths. How much of our own culture has been shaped by these stories that were shared around campfires that dotted the coast of the Peloponnese thousands of years ago? Tales that did much more than merely try to describe and give reasons for the natural phenomena observed by ancient peoples, but indeed were where our very ideas of story take root. The archetypes that would populate our own narratives come from these people. And indeed, if we are to look at their myths, if we look at their gods and heroes, I think the most important lesson we can take from them comes from the stories of fathers trying to destroy their children. We see this time and again throughout myths, whether it's the stories of the gods like Kronos and Ouranos, or mortal men like Laius and Acrisius, men who fear their offspring, perhaps warned by some ancient prophecy, and try to exile or murder or even devour their children in order to maintain their prowess. And in so doing, they always set in motion a chain of events which leads to their own downfall. And while I'm not particularly worried that there's some accidental byblow out there who's seeking vengeance on me, no, I think those have all been taken care of. Instead, as artists, I think we can learn a great deal from this. For indeed, so many of us bemoan the notion of our creations taking on lives of their own and supplanting us. Look at Arthur Conan Doyle, who railed against the success of Sherlock Holmes and even tried to kill him, only to have him rise like a phoenix. I know, I myself have sometimes despaired that some of my monsters seem to be more popular than I. But in the end, I think we should all appreciate how glorious it is to have one's creation take hold in the imagination, and to wind up having a life and a memory that far surpasses one's own. It is something that we should all make peace with. It's far better than having one's genitals sawed off, thrown into the ocean, and transformed into some goddess of beauty. I mean, unless you're into that sort of thing. As always, I'm Howard Phillips Lovecraft. Thank you.
I prefer the ones with the swans and the naked ladies.